Welcome to the Leo full moon circle for Kybele and the big cat energy of confidence and courage. We are presenting this from the Mount Shasta Goddess Temple for the community of people who have gathered around the International Priestess Convocation that's produced by Anik Radiant Heart and the Goddess Temple of Maitland, Australia. And at the end of our circle today, I'm going to be inviting Priestess Anik to share a little bit more about the exciting developments for the 2024 convocation that's coming. Today, for our journey together, we are going to have a little outline. So I'm going to share that. And I'm going to minimize this. And here we go. So here's our order of ceremony for today. First, I'm going to just talk a little bit about Kybele, Metertheon, and her many names. And we're going to do an invocation of Kybele with one of her classical prayers. And at that time, we'll be lighting candles and incense. We're going to call in the spirit of big cat. In some cases, archaeologists say that Kybele is accompanied by lions. In others cases, they say she's accompanied by the now extinct or almost extinct Asiatic leopard. But spirit of big cat can mean lots of things in our individual geographic areas. And so we'll be calling in the big cat of your choice. We're going to have a guided meditation today to help us connect with the courage of our life lessons, something that has forged us and helped us to be stronger. We're going to go through a time of sharing our gratitudes and our petitions to the goddess. Then we're going to have a divination using the Priestess of Light Oracle, which is a beautiful oracle deck created by Sandra Ann Taylor and Kimberly Weber. And then we have our closing prayer. So, Kybele, the Phrygian Great Mother, worshipped by the Greeks, known in Crete as Rhea, worshipped by the Romans, who called her Magna Mater. The people of the mountains in Turkey called her Mater Kubilaya. She has many, many names. She was the great Phrygian mother of the gods, and she's the goddess of motherhood, fertility, and the mountain wilds. Her orgiastic cult dominated the central and northwest regions of Anatolia and was introduced to Greece via the island of Samothrake and the Boeotian town of Thebes. Kybele was identified with a number of different Greek goddesses, including Rhea in mainland Greece and in Crete, Demeter or Demetra in Samothrake, at Mount Ida, Aphrodite, and in Caria, Artemis. In sculpture, she was depicted as a matronly woman with a turret crown, seated on a throne flanked by lions. In the 7th to 4th century BCE, the Homeric hymn to the Mother of the Gods read, Metertheon is well pleased with the sound of rattles and of timbrels, and the voice of flutes, and the outcry of wolves and bright eyes, lions, with echoing hills and wooded combs. The Emperor Julian, who was called the Blessed, wrote an oration to Kybele at Pessinus, and this was 1,000 years after the founding of Rome, and he wrote, "Who is then the mother of the gods? She is the source of the intellectual and creative gods, who in their turn guide the visible gods. She is both the mother and the spouse of mighty Zeus. She came into being next to and together with the great creator. She is in control of every form of life. She is the cause of all generation. She easily brings to perfection all things that are made. Without pain, she brings to birth. She is the motherless maiden, enthroned at the very side of Zeus, and in very truth is the mother of all gods. And in this case, her motherlessness isn't about stripping her of having the experience of, a motherly figure in her life. It's more a way of saying that she was timeless. She was never born and she never dies. She's always and eternally enthroned in the progress of creation. And Kybele was very difficult for our ancestors to reconcile. She was an independent goddess. She had her own worship, her own entire cult dedicated to her. And I'm just going to ask everyone again to please put yourself on mute so that I don't get that little echo. Thank you, I appreciate it. So when Kybele came onto the scene in areas where other groups of people and governments were trying to establish themselves, oftentimes in the tradition of colonization, the new leaders would try to link her with one of their culture's existing goddesses as a way of subsuming her. But just like Isis, Kybele would not be subsumed. So even though the Greeks had a name for her and the Romans had a name for her and the Turks had a name for her, and there were many different attempts to try to kind of bring her culturally into the various different leading cultures of the time in that region of the world, she always ended up standing apart, her own being. Kybele, we praise your names. You are Mater Theon. You are Mater Kubilaya. You are Kybele. You are Magna Mater. That's the great mother. You are Mater Oreas, the mother of mountains. You are Rhea, Demetra, the earth herself. On Mount Ida, you were known as Aphrodite, and you were known as Our Lady of Dindymus or Dindymion, the mountain. And together, let's just take a moment and read this prayer to invoke Kybele. Nature's mother, who bringeth all to life and revives all from day to day, the food of life thou grantest in eternal fidelity. And when the soul hath retired, we take refuge in thee. All that thou grantest falls back to thy womb. Rightly, thou art called the mother of the gods because of thy loyalty. Thou hast conquered the power of the gods. Verily, thou art also the mother of the peoples and the gods. Without thee, nothing can thrive nor be. Thou art powerful. Of the gods, thou art the queen and also the goddess. Thee, goddess, and thy power I now invoke. Thou canst easily grant me all that I ask, and in exchange I will give thee, goddess, sincere thanks. From the earth, everything raises. To the earth, everything returns. Hail, great mistress, mother of Olympus, mother of mountains. And if you have at home a candle and incense, take a moment now to light these in honor of Kybele. To you, Kybele, I light this candle, symbolic of your enduring light on earth. You guide the way. To you, Kybele, I light this incense. May the rising smoke be a fragrant whisper of my ardent prayers, straight into your ear. In honor of the moon, we make these offerings to you, Kybele, you ancient one, you who rules the world. You need nothing as everything comes from you. We make these offerings to you because the act of making offerings makes us better people, makes us more mindful of your presence, reminds us to be grateful for your many gifts. Hail, Mater Theon. Hail, Magna Mater. Hail, Mater Kybeleia. Hail, Kybele. Let's take a moment to think about and hold in our minds and our hearts the spirit of whichever big cat really resonates for you. Perhaps you were born in the year of the tiger, or perhaps you've always felt a connection with the mountain lion, wild roaming. Perhaps in your heart, you have a sense of relationship to the Black Panther. Maybe you feel a call from the heart of the leopard, or you walk through the world with the intellectual stealth of the bobcat or the lynx. Call upon the big cat, the energy in your heart. Who is it for you? Who comes when you call to protect, to defend, to show the way, to inspire your courage? Here under this Leo full moon, we call to you, Spirit of Cat. We call to you, infinite catitude. We call to your casual glance. We call to your cool demeanor. We call to your silent grace. We call to your ferocious protection. We call to you, sharp of tooth and claw, for protection and defense of the defenseless. We call to you, problem solver, who finds a way to narrowly escape trouble on behalf of all of those who find themselves in precarious situations. We call to you, your thick fur, the glamour of your coat, and we ask you to imbue us with the knowing of our own beauty. We call to you with your casual grace, and we ask you to remind us that we too are deserving of adoration, that in our spirit of adoring all that is with our presence, we receive the same studied grace that you convey in our everyday lives. Take a moment in your heart and welcome the spirit of your big cat here, prowling beside you. Take a moment now and settle in, get yourself comfortable. Feel free to close your eyes, relax your body. Begin to breathe easily, naturally. Allow the breath to come in gentle rolling waves, inhaling, exhaling, moving the breath in and out of the body in a gentle way. Allow your tongue to relax within your mouth. Allow your forehead and your eyelids to relax upon your face. Feel your scalp releasing the muscles, melting down your neck and your shoulders, your back. Feel the energy slowing in your hands and your feet, your arms and your legs, pooling at your heart and your belly. Feel yourself seated heavily upon your sit bones, in contact, supported, held. You are safe, you are secure, and you have the freedom to journey within to the palace that goes beyond imagination into other realities. With your eyes closed and your breath natural, envision yourself gathering your life force into a spark of light at the center of your chest, nestled at your heart, cuddled in this spark of light, the essence that is you. It inspirits your earthly frame. That spark of light can journey, can travel, can reach out beyond this world to other worlds. And envision that you look up into the heavens. Above you, there is the glow of the full moon. And just beyond the moon, you can see the arc of the stars. Choose one star and fix your energy upon that star, moving the spark of light from your chest out, leaving the body safe, happy, tended, and held on earth. Feel yourself rising, rising, drifting upward like a feather on the wind. Envision yourself circling the bright fullness of the moon and going beyond her into the constellation of Leo, to the star that shines a specific light just for you. Immerse the golden light from your heart center with the silver light of the star and find the alchemy of cosmic union within yourself. Joined one with the cosmos, you have the perspective to see your entire life spread out before you as if a carpet, as if a garden, as if a banquet. Look upon all of your experiences, your choices, your relationships spread out in this grand buffet. One of them glimmers a little bit brighter than the others, looks a bit more succulent. One of them looks bitter or dry. These are the two offerings that we will select from the banquet of our lives. A golden, shining, fruitful, happy moment, and a bitter, dry, challenging, painful moment. Envision that as you are the golden light of yourself merged with the silver light of the cosmos, so too is the light of your brightest moment merged with the shadowed light of your most difficult moment. There is a oneness here, and that oneness is you. You were the one who was present for your joy, and you were the one who was present for your sorrow or your difficulty. You have been here for yourself through it all, standing eternal as a mountain, shining eternal as the moon, changing eternally as the cosmos. And in your mind's eye, Allow the light from that shining moment to merge with the shadow of that difficult moment and find the crux of wisdom, the balancing point, the fulcrum, where the two are one. Where did you have the same wisdom in your shining moment that you also had in your shadowed moment? Perhaps that's the wisdom of compassion. Perhaps that's the wisdom of self-care. Perhaps that's the wisdom of faith in something greater than yourself. Perhaps that's the wisdom of love and how to cultivate it. What is the wisdom that has been there for you through it all? That wisdom becomes like a shining jewel set in precious silver and precious gold. In your mind's eye, take that shining jewel of wisdom set in silver and gold and place it lovingly, beautifully on a chain about your neck and wear it hanging above your heart wisdom that guided you through all of the times that you've experienced in your life. Now in this cosmic space, you feel the approach of your big cat. Is it the stealthy panther, the silent tiger? Is it the beautiful leopard? Is it the wild mountain lion? Call to you, one for your left side and one for your right side. The big cats come. They stand like pillars at your side. You look to your shining moment, and your cat ally says, I was with you. You look at your painful moment, and the other cat says, look, I was with you. Feel the warmth, the softness, the sleekness, the grace, and the power of the presence of these two big cats. Around each of their necks, they too wear the jewel of your wisdom. One set in gold, one set in silver. Together, you and your big cats begin to make your way in your bodies of light through the cosmos, sprinkling stardust over all the aspects of your life, your human existence laid out before you. The stardust of your wisdom has been with you through it all. And going forward, empowered by the Mother of the Gods, there is no need for regret. There is no need for a sense of failure or defeat. There is no need for insecurity or the pride that issues forth from insecurity. There's no need for arrogance. There's only the gentle acceptance, the loving acceptance, the fur-lined cloak of acceptance for all you've ever been and all you will ever be in a beginningless and endless continuum of light. Begin to condense this light and bring it back, bringing your cats along with you, bringing the jewels of wisdom along with you, bringing that jewel set in silver and gold into your heart. All you've ever been, all you'll ever be, your joys and your sorrows. And hold all of it at the center of your earthly form, the human self. That gold and silver light now spreads out into your limbs, your fingers and your toes, your arms and your legs. It drips down your back like beautiful golden chains and necklaces. It drips over your heart like jewels and silver. It drips at your crown like a diadem, a crown. It drips from your tongue in words of grateful exclamation for the goddess and her presence in your being. Feel the accompaniment of your astral friends, the cat who is there protecting and guiding in your bright moments, the cat who is there protecting and guiding in your shadowed, difficult moments. Know them to be there, ready to envelop you in their soft fur, in the padding feet of their grace, in their silent, barely audible purr of contentment, and in their ferocity of protection. There is nowhere you go that you are not accompanied by these, your sacred allies. And as you allow a small amount of movement to come into your fingers and your toes, begin to think about what gratitude you hold for those moments of joy and those moments of difficulty. And think about what prayer you would make to the Great Mother, the Mother of the Gods, to ask her to remind you of this wisdom when you potentially forget. Allow your eyes to flicker open. And here we will hold a space for gratitudes and petitions. And for those who are watching this later, you can take a moment quietly in your heart to offer your gratitudes and your petitions to the Great Mother.